sustainability. Something that we've not spoken about often, right? Also, did you know 80% of the marine debris, they are caused by the abandoned fish nets? And this is a problem that NBA India is planning to solve. They are recycling these fishing nets to convert them into recycled basketball nets. So what you'll see in next few minutes are those recycled basketball nets on this basketball court. What is NBA's strategy here and what are they planning to do going ahead with these recycled nets? How much will they recycle? Let's get going and understand it. Okay, Murtaza, you have to play next, okay?
Yeah, sure.
But let's talk about Nets for Change, this drive that NBA has entered into. Tell us more about it. What's the thought process and the idea behind it?
About 80% of the marine ecosystem is polluted by ghost nets. Approximately about 5,000 tons of these ghost nets are washed up on the shore in India. And we also found that these ghost nets are majorly impacting the marine ecosystem in their natural habitat. The other part of it, this being, whenever we've gone across cities, visiting various basketball courts, we found a functional part of the game missing, which is the net. So we thought that it's a great way to tackle two problems with one solution.
You're talking about solving two problems here. You must have had a lot of collaborations, reaching out to the fishing community for that matter. Was it difficult? How did you go around and do that?
It was difficult to understand the process because when we conceptualized the idea with Leo Burnett EME team, it felt like a simple idea, like going into the sea, removing the nets and putting it upon the courts. While we were going through the process of execution, we understood that there are a lot of communities that we need to collaborate with. So first obviously was the fishing community because it impacts their livelihood. They're key to this whole process, right, in terms of understanding how do we pull out those nets from the ocean, how do we collaborate with the diving teams, how they can work together in sync to, once the net is out of the ocean, how can they help us in basically cleaning of those nets and again recycling the nets and then making them to specifications that are required by the NBA.
Okay, so is there a number, how much has been recycled so far and how many basketball courts where you have put out these recycled nets?
So we basically started this project as a small pilot. We've covered two beaches in India. The most vastly populated beach is the Warsaw Beach and the Mud Island Beach. We did a beach cleanup drive with the help of these communities and we collected about 1,000 kilograms of nets. Out of that, we also discovered that some of these nets are not reusable for, we were able to recycle them and give it back to the fishing community. Some of the smaller fragments which were there, we were able to upcycle them. Those, with the help of fishing communities, were re-knotted into basketball specifications and those nets were made. The first pilot was done on this court at the YMCA. As you can see, those nets installed. And we've also partnered with Euro schools. We've covered two schools, one in Vikhroli, one in Thane. So far, this has been our initiative in this program.
One of the biggest issues that you divers must be facing is the nets inside, the fishing nets. How prominent has that problem become?
So yeah, we do encounter a lot of ghost fishing nets in the ocean. Even when we go to our dive sites, we find a lot of abandoned fishing nets there. They typically ensnare a lot of fishes, a lot of other marine life, whales, dolphins, turtles, whatnot, and they can't find their way out of it. So sometimes they get trapped, they can't go up for air, or they can't find food, or some things like that. Sometimes even they drag along the coral, so a lot of the coral life breaks, and that's really hard to replenish. So yeah, that's one of the major problems we see sometimes. And so we carry dive knives or mesh bags where we can collect some of the trash, some of the ghost fishing nets, and bring them up and then discard them carefully.
We've been speaking about this to some of our partners on how they can get involved into making this project not only pan-India but also take it global across our regions. We're waiting for the right partners to see how we can channelize this movement. We're trying to do as much work possible in this on this project, but it's going to be one hoop at a time.